Well, welcome to FPL Top Dogs. I think it's episode 34 and the review of game week 38. I'm the guru here to take you through all the ins and outs and the final standings of the FPL season 25-26. And I'm really, really happy. It's fecking over. It's been a complete slog and, completely lost the way again, finishing 1.15 million. And the fact that I was on the bus going through Walthamstow, then through, well, they say the Hackney Marshes, and then saw the stage. And by the time I got to Tottenham Police Station, oh, it's 2:30, the deadline. And on my phone to watch Andy on YouTube or whatever it is, it eats your battery alive. So I said, oh, and I was thinking, will I tune in? But of course, Haaland has been well mooted that he's not starting. He's not even in the squad. And everyone's gone on Bowen. And whatever points he got, 12, 10, that could have been enough to get me into the 1 million. But yeah, it would have been. It would have been good. It would have been at least something to salvage. But, it's not much of a player here, guys. Next season, I'll go into what my grand master plan is because I can't do it now. It's 4 years, point 81k, 801k the year before, 1.2 million the year before that, and 2.1 million. 4 years just absolutely nowhere. It's like I can't believe 4 years when you say it. And I've not, the only time you enjoy FPL is the first game week when you're messing around with the squad and everyone's on the same level, and then the slow death happens game week by game week. International breaks come on, and then the whole thing gets disrupted, and then you've got to rethink, and you got people get injured, and it's just yeah. So two fingers to FPL. That's what I'm going to be doing next year, and try to learn to not be completely on it all the time, and checking this and that, and try and set the alarm for 10 to the deadline, tune into Andy or whatever, whoever it is, Praz or Raptor or Harry or the pubcast or whoever the hell, the D unit, and Andrew, the FPL nightmare, like him as well. But all these guys managed to get their sub 1 millions. And yeah, so yeah, it's a bummer. Like the I got nothing off the bench apart from Tao. I think he only got a point, and the Newcastle lose 2-0. Newcastle have been just dreadful, man. They got their win. They relegated West Ham. They effectively relegated them. Got their win at home, and they go to Fulham and they jack it in. Now that was a beach job if ever I saw one. And Eddie Howe, I don't care what anyone says, he is a fake and he's a fraud and he's bluffing the whole thing. And I'm not having anyone that's going to tell me he's a good manager. How can you have them turning up to Fulham and Fulham not even interested either with Silva, whatever his name is? He's leaving. He doesn't know where he's going. Nobody, you know, knows whether Harry Wilson will stay. That club's in turmoil now, so they'll be an interesting bet for relegation next season. Anyway, quite bitter and twisted after 4 years of Baloneyville, where I never finished higher than 330k. I've been playing since 2012, and you can say for a good 10 years I had a lovely. I was getting 1,500 rank below that one year. 50Ks, 100Ks, okay, 200K here, but it's yeah. I'll share what I'm going to be doing, and I can't wait for next season. And I'm going to get talk about boring, man. Proper boring, man. I'm going to be so boring. That's how you get points, and there's no quality in the Premier League anymore. There's nothing you can guarantee. Mo's gone. He didn't do it all this season. He was a bit sketchy last season as well. Um, he never did score against Bournemouth, did he? All those times, and everyone's saying, "Oh, the fixture's brilliant." The fixture, no, no, there's just some hoodoos that players have, and that's true. We need to be buying into this some more. But yeah, apart from that, I just want to get into our new FPL Top Dog leagues. So I'll share the screen. This is the major event that we're going to have. Now the snapshot has been done, and everyone's saying, "Oh, this is going to be impossible to do, Vinny. Don't do it. Don't do." Well, it's yeah. I know some of you. You know, you're quite down there, and you don't want to be showing up, guys, and you want to go and start improving and not go under the radar anymore, because now, if you're a puppy, you're in the fourth division. But before going to the leagues, I should really mention, and even before I go into, 62 was good this game week, 10 points, green arrow. But congratulations to Neil Lacers Carney, who came second last year, and that's the way you do it in FPL. You got to be consistent, and you got to be coming. And Neil has been coming for over a year and 2 years now. He's won the thing, along with his brother Ja has won it now. And yeah, 59 points. Now the thing is, the three of them here, Captain Gabriel in the last game week or whenever it was, and they've been kind of watching each other really, and it's just not been FPL this year to take risks and outside bets and chances, because nothing's paid off. But some people they've been on top of every single. The people that had Harry Wilson when he scored those goals against Burnley away, and then they got rid of him 3 weeks later when we all jumped on him. And then they've been ahead of the curve, in and out. Get your play this next season. Get in and out, get your points. But you've got to get these dudes before a week or two before everybody else does. So that's the catch to be a good player this year. You have to see the Burnleys of next season. Will that be Coventry, Ipswich, or who's the other team? Ipswich, Coventry, and I can't think. I think is there a playoff? Hull. Okay, so Hull are up. Whoopie doo. So just go after all these guys and target from the day off. That's what people did last year, and they were ahead of the curve. So that's Niels Carney. He finished 27k. Winner of the Christy Nic. And look, Bruno was the man. Again, good move. And I'm not sure if he had, he obviously didn't hear the news or so. Must have had something on the bench. O'Reilly didn't. Yeah, he was not. Yeah, it was carnage this game week. Loads of players, especially Arsenal players. Gabriel didn't start, and Trossard didn't start. Havertz didn't start. I don't think Eze started. Gokras didn't start for Arsenal. Loads of players for City didn't start. It was all like up in the air, and it was just carnage this game week. So that's what 38 can be. So people with bench boosters would have been gutted, massively gutted. That's why it's very, very, things like that. Oh, I leave the things over for the end of the season and the triple gap. That doesn't work, guys. That doesn't go. You've seen that it's been worse than normal because of Arsenal in the Champions League final, Palace in the final tonight in the Conference Cup against Real Vallecano, whatever, and also City were on the beach because they lost the title. They jacked it in against Bournemouth away, a 1-1. I just don't get why a team like that. I know Bournemouth have a terrific season, but it must be something to do with the general standard of the whole thing. That maybe I don't buy this thing that everyone's jumped up to the same sort of level that where City is and Chelsea, and I think there's a dearth of talent and exciting players, and there's nothing of it left. You can see in the Premier League with Diaz gone and Sadio Mane going, and what's your man from Zaha from Palace going. your other dude, the other lad from Palace going, what's his name, to Bayern Munich, Olise, and they're all flying out of the place. Harry Kane gone, Son gone to LA. So we're in a complete time where what are we relying on? Are we relying on Mr. Brubby from where is he? Brubby from Sunderland. Yeah, are we all going to throw him in? It's not exciting, man. It's complete. And with a guy like him, like he'll score once every four. He might get a brace there, and then he blanks for three, and it's just absolute rubbishville. Yeah, maybe Jamie Vardy coming back from wherever the hell he is, Italy. Maybe that will save the Prem next season. It's done. The Premier League is done, man. You can see the way Arsenal have won the title, and they defence first, and that was the textbook way to win title from years gone by. 1-0s, 1-0s, and 1-0s, and that's Arsenal true to form. They won titles that way. So I think what we saw this year is nothing massively special from what they've done before. They have a history under Graham Taylor of doing this, the 1-0s to the Arsenal. It goes back years. So I'm not completely surprised. I'm just surprised by how everyone has been fooled by the corners and set pieces this season. Now everybody's at it, but the only one that doesn't get penalised is Arsenal, and whatever way they've done it, or distraction, niggly fouls, blocks, the whole lot. They seem to be the ones that are let off the main problem in that 6 yard box. And it's just it's I suppose it's dark arts and genius. But now everyone's trying to figure out how to do that, and long throws now are massive, and it's all territorial possession. It's just like rugby now, really. And I know this is a proper moan, but I'm taking away from Neil Lacers. But we'll have a good shindig sometime. See, the problem with some of the lads that they're not in and around, and people are at different places, and it's hard. One of the brothers will step on. There's not enough of them anyway. We have Hughie down here in fourth, who's won the Kirk Clapp. That's the Kirk Clapp Memorial Cup for finishing fourth. So that's sort of consolation trophy. Plus 19 on his moves. See, he got in Bowen for Thiago. Thiago did play. Munoz, good, brilliant move, plus 19, and that's the move, isn't it? That's why these guys are up here, because they do all the right moves, and they're all absolute genius, and it's just their season. I'm just hoping next season that's me. Let's have a look here. So plus 9 for Stevie Strat here, who came third. Again, 82k. It's a very, very good score. Years gone by, 82k won the Christy Nicholson a lot of the times. And yeah, he did seem to know about the Haaland news, and he got in Fleming and he scored. So, what can you do? Like, this is a proper player. Somerville came in, but don't know what happened to Somerville. Well, he got 6. Semenyo got 6 as well, possibly. So that was a zero-sum game, but not too bad. 56. So he was able to take advantage of the Haaland news. And Dave, the quiet fellow, McNamara, second. So he's had a terrific year. He's back to his normal best. And it was just hard to kind of get anywhere near Lacers there. Lacers was on the on the news and had all the info, and was really that we'd have to have a chat and see how he did it. And I know that the lads talk to themselves amongst each other, but they don't copy each other. They all do it their own way, and they go their own way. So that's one thing you can say with Neil: a mixture of go your own way but play the proper moves. So Zavazalai was an interesting shout, but didn't quite work out. Casemiro, everyone knew wouldn't play. Away to Brighton. So yeah, he won it there by there's a 16, 7, 20, 16 points, I think it is. 50. They're 20, I think it's 26 points. Yeah, 26 points if the maths is right. So that's a good win. And there's no disputing that. So well done, Lasers. And yeah, well in there in second place, 11 ahead of Stevie. Stevie was in a little bit of no man's land there. He just couldn't make many gains here or there. A few calls. I just remember the Sunderland triple defence, and that didn't work against Forest. And it was just a really strange season where there was freak results here and there. There was no rhyme or reason. Chelsea losing at home. I remember Chelsea blanking against Burnley at home, or was it Wolves or whatever, and we've captained Palmer and he ends up going off early. Yeah, I just totally, it's just, yeah, there's a lot of players out there that I'm not ever going to trust again. I'm never going to have Morgan Rogers. I'm getting a dartboard and I'm putting their faces up there. Cole Palmer's another one. Foden's another one. Maybe Foden will get maybe Maresca will come in and say, no, Foden, you're my man. A few of them have left the City, but a lot are going to be coming in. Like Elliot Anderson's going to come in, and he's a complete no-no now. There's no way. I wanted him in my team. We'll have a look at what I wanted in my team. What I'm going to have, it will be very close to next season from game week 1 and a bench boost. And I'm going to be determined to stick to the plan this time and ensure that I'm going to allow Andy from Let's Talk or the Raptor, whoever I decide to tag on, latch on, get ahead after 6 game weeks, even if it's only 3, and say if I'm a clear 25 points ahead of Andy, then even after if in game week 1, if I'm 25 points ahead of Andy, I will just go and start getting guys in, figure out a way to get closer to what he has. And if these guys do an early wild card, then I'll do a wild card into what they have, and sit on them all the way. Chill out, no more stress. Do these pods, do these reviews. There is a guy on the pubcast, right? I'm not going to throw his name out there, but he's sitting on a 67k rank, and the smiles and the grins and the whole lot. And, oh, this is amazing. I mean, these are grown men now that are some sort of a glow, and they've got nothing out of the whole game. They're getting they're getting money. There's people that are members, so they're getting that. So okay, fair. But they have to get a proper good rank. So they are going to use FPL review or whatever means that they can to do all these. And they don't care how boring it is. People like us, we're losing out, and we're million to 2 million job ranks overall, because we think that FPL is meant to be a bit of fun where you can throw out a few punts. Oh, I'll go for Cole this week. He's playing Burnley. Oh, let's go. I'm going to captain it. And you look at the form, there's nothing there. And these guys are not doing it. They're on sure bets. They're on sure DEFCONs. And over the course of the whole season, they know the DEFCONs. And they were right. The DEFCONs did rule. I just wanted more interesting picks. I'm not saying I was on Harry Wilson for the whole lot of it, but if you were getting twos, ones, twos, like for the last 10 game weeks. It was a complete, you know what I mean? And there's no DEFCONs there, so that's the way it is. And I think the whole game has changed now. And now everybody knows how to defend. Everybody now knows what to do with set pieces. Everybody now knows that centre halves like Senesi, Van Dijk, these guys now are massive threats. They're like centre forwards at set pieces now. And then you've got your attacking left or right backs, and they're massive. But can they also get you a DEFCON? They're the ones. It's going to be very interesting for the price in next season. And I think these DEFCON merchants now, we all have a year's data on them now, and FPL Towers and Mark Southerns, he'll sit about and he'll just throw an extra couple of million on it. I can see Senesi now being 7 million. Next season, Gabriel could be 8 million. Man, that would really be a laugh. It would, and we have no choice. We'll have these players now. Senesi's going to Spurs, so I'm not so sure about that for Defcon. And I think that they'll have better possession and better overall control with De Zerbi now. Um, so that looks like Christian Romero's leaving. Van de Ven might stay. Um, and they're also looking at another Andy Robinson from Liverpool coming in as well. I think he's a left back, so that will leave Power on the right. Um, so yeah, I suppose Spurs could be interesting for a few clean sheets at the beginning. But then again, Andy Robinson's not getting DEFCON. So it's the next team. We'll see anyway. Look, if Spurs are going to be another 17th job next season, Senesi would still be a good bet. But and maybe we'll see anyway. Romero's getting plenty of goals from centre back anyway. Senesi knows how to do that at Bournemouth. So I don't. Maybe I would. Maybe I would keep with Senesi anyway. I'm not. I'm not. I don't have him here, but um, I had Hill for a while, and thank God I got rid of him before he started scoring own goals. So Joey, the Commando Neenan's finished fifth, so three-time winner, and yeah, this sort of team. Bowen now would be interesting to see if he'll stick along because we see that Nuno Espirito Santos is going to stay at West Ham now in the championship, and that's brilliant. So that's a really good bit of business to keep on to him. Don't get bloody Scott Parker, like get you up, and then you'd have to get rid of him in the Prem. Thank you. Just a little bit of coke. So that's Joey's team, and finishing a quarter of a million more or less, which is not a terrible rank for Joey. I'm moaning at 1.1 million. Well, I should be used to these overalls now, and you cannot get used to those ranks, and otherwise you're basically dead. Owen Cunnane had a very very good season, in sixth place, 271k. So well done, Owen. Bruno was the obvious captain, and apart from that, nothing else stands out. Like Bruno, can you imagine? Has got half the points basically. Was at 23 points from the rest. So that was just the brew. It is a very good call. Very good call. The Krupa Jr. is an interesting bet with Bournemouth next season. But Iriola is going. So will Bournemouth be the same sort of team? It doesn't matter who they get rid of now. These, Kubani went, didn't he? Lots of their players seem to be gone. Semenya's gone, and they're just as good as. I cannot work out Bournemouth. Actually, Bournemouth have turned into that sort of enigma that Brighton have been for years. So Fergie, great guns, Walsh, congratulations, winning the title. Arsenal finally done it. He done his bench boost, so that was just a terrible time to do the bet. Now, Mr. Bobby got the 5 points. I'm sure that's maybe an assistant too. I don't know. I forget now. Sunderland bet Chelsea 2-1 or something like that. So there you go. Where are Chelsea going to be now with Xavi Alonso? And can he get a tune out of Cole Palmer? I think he's got a rod for his own back there. And all those contracts and youngsters, and they're all on 8 years, and they'll get fat and they'll just get bored, and they'll cause themselves mischief out in the clubs. They have all sorts of social. There's a lot to do around the Kings Road, SW, whatever. You'll have Wimbledon on there. There's a lot of gallivanting around that place. Lots of spritzers. So that's going to be interesting. And yeah, Trufford, yeah, he's just been unreal. Ryan's been okay for a while, and so it's going to be very interesting without Iriola, and we still don't know where he's going to go, and we don't know where Glasner is going to go from Crystal Palace. So there's so much upheaval, and there's so many variables that we just can't really. It's going to be interesting next season. So Kiely, a very good season. Now all these guys have got top dogs hats. Now I haven't done the hats yet. I haven't even done last season's, but I'll have I might just have one hat for 2 years. I don't know. Um, but I still have spare hats at home, and people just, I'm not chasing after anybody anymore. If you feel like you should have got a hat, da 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 da, I'll see what I have when I come back. But I'm not chasing, not chasing people anymore, man. Um, so Bowen, yeah, he captaincy. So he got 12 points. So I could have done with them 12 points. So 12 minus Tia's one. So I would have got an extra 11 points. That would have probably got me a top mill. But I was listening to my music. I was going to the Everton game at Tottenham, and I just got carried away. And I was just on the bus, and it was just looking out the window, and then bang! Oh, damn! A lot happened. Could have been a lot worse anyway. At least I kept the captaincy on Bruno. I was thinking about throwing it on Haaland just to be safe, but I'm glad now because maybe I would have had the vice on. But anyway, there you go. So Conor Freeley's got a hat as well, 378k. Very good season. Um, I really would be at least that sort of rank every single year, but it's some doing. Um, yeah, but I'm going to crack it next year. Bowen and Salah, good moves, plus 18. So Connor's had a very good season. He's been on a lot of good calls. Look, he's had Hinselwood, he got all that, those yummy points recently. He's had the triple Brighton's been phenomenal. The bit of Snessie, looking at this team, is just so on point. Um, oh man, that's a very good team. Connor is a very good player. So yeah, hopefully I can nail Connor down and I'll get a hat or whatever. Now I don't know which team Neil Acers Carney supports. There could be a few Liverpool in that Carney fold. We don't know. Rory Harford's the last one to get the top 10, the top dogs top 10 hat for this season. I'll make a note of all these records anyway, and I'll make sure that I have them all catalogued and I tick people off who I give the hats. So I don't know where Rory is now. He's been dabbling with Canada and Toronto and all over the place. He's an international lad, from Lusk, in North Dublin, and a former winner as well, the Christy Nic. And he's always been in and around the top 10 and winning Kirk Claps. And I think he's won that fourth place about twice, at least twice anyway. So he's got great pedigree, and looking forward to having a crack. But again, he is a perfect player, which is a mix of, very conservative, very astute, clever, everything calculated, but with a touch of spice, and Dewsbury Hall was definitely letting us down. Wilson kind of wasn't there, and Calvert-Lewin just with the penalties here and there. It's just not an exciting team, really. That's just an indictment of the whole year. It really stank, FPL wise. And Jack Maloney just misses out on the hat. Bench boost, killer. 7 points is not what you want this time of the year. And Dubravka, everybody knew Dubravka was number 2, so that's on. That's definitely on Jackie, the dancer there, and get Madison as well. Look, whatever. I think Rogers wasn't even playing. Watkins played, scored 2 goals, typical. He's another one on the SHIT list, and he doesn't take penalties. So are many people going to pick this guy next season? It's just not a constant. You cannot rely on the guy. But yeah, Rogers didn't play, so that's +1. But Madison only came on as a sub. Osula, Watkins, that was a killer as well. Like we saw all what Osula did against West Ham, and he's been in vogue and scoring here and there. And just typical, way to Fulham, let you down. That's the season in a nutshell for Jack. You think you're getting to that, I thought Madison might be playing because he was been getting back. Played the whole game, but De Zerbi's done a great job. But it's devastating. It's a -10, man. Jackie would have got a hat. 21. No, possibly not. No, it was a tough one. That top 10 this year was well marked out. and the top three really marked out as well. And the rest, after Joey Neenan fifth down, that was another group. Cal, yeah, Bone was the main one. So I don't know if you heard the news, but he's done well. And the 50 was kind of okay. Um, I suppose it would have been a slight grey arrow. So all in all, 705k. Like, it's nothing to be sniffed at, really. 705k is not. It's not sexy. It's very unsexy, actually. Top half a million minimum. That's it now. From I can guarantee you right here that I'll be a top 500k player forever. That's it now, forever. That's it. That's it now, for forever. And I'm not doing it my way for the last 4 years. It's FPL's done now, and yeah, okay, one game week I let it go and I missed the deadline and did it. It could have been a lot worse. I got 62 points at the end. But I would have been a top million player if I just, yeah, I'm still beating myself over that, but it's not. Look, it's that I'm not doing 700. I'm not having. I swear to God, guys. I swear to God. I swear on my life. I'm not going to be over half a million. I expect to be 50k next season, and that's it. And I'm done now because I've seen that guy from the pubcast, and he's sitting about with the smile and the Cheshire cat. He soaks up all the criticism. Then he does all the platitudes about, and you can bet and guess all the jibes and all the passive aggressive child of five stuff on a playground is the banter you're getting off this guy. And okay, we're sitting on a million, D unit sitting on just under a million. We're all trying to be fun, trying to be interesting, trying to really have one of those crazy years, but it's high risk. And we've learned our lesson now. Like Andy the Nightmare, we have learned our lesson. Ryan from FPL, he got about 250k or something like that, less, or 167 something. It was all right in the end, but he's still moaning about that. But he says he's going to FPL school over the summer, and he's going to learn what he did wrong this season and recorrect that. And I mean, Zavazolai has to be. I know it's 2 points here. It's a funny one now, but he's had a great season, player of the year this season for Liverpool. So he's definitely well in there for me this season. When I say this season, and obviously this season coming, Lee Chambers. So what have I christened? I've christened Lee the Shark Chambers. You should see him playing pool. Oh, he's a shark. So not an awful lot to do with FPL, but I'm calling him the Shark. So the Shark, 52 points is fine. Okay, a lot. I think Lee got caught a lot with two free transfers as well. So the deadline went and he just missed it. And 835k. He was looking really, really good halfway through the season. And he was up there, like, I think he led the whole thing at one stage, second for a while, and filtered down gradually. If you have such a good start after 20 game weeks, it's amazing how that keeps you up and above for ages, and you can really let yourself go. Like, we're popping down to Kieran McDermott now in a minute, but seriously, he had such an amazing start up in Liverpool. I don't know when it was now when we went up to Liverpool. Was it just it was sometime early December, possibly. I remember the tree was coming up. Yeah, it was in around that time. And geez, Kieran, we're telling him, you use your chips, use your chips. I've told the story before, but you all know. So Gokares, that didn't work out. He didn't even play. Well, he came on as a point. Okay, so that's a bummer. So that's Lee done. there. It looks to me he didn't manage. He forgot to change his team actually because he had Gokkeras before, and that knocked the stuffing out of him. It was the game before. It was the one against Burnley. He brought Gokkeras in or whatever it was, and you know, like Andy from Let's Talk and other people captained the Gokkeras, and he what did he blank or did he even start? I think it was Havertz the start of that one, and then none of them start against Palace away, which is fair enough because you don't want injuries and you need to wrap up Saka and Cottonwall. His minutes has to be managed, but when he's on fire and he gets out, he's. I think he's one of the premiums that could still really have a big say next season. So anyway, Gabriel with his 1 point on as a sub. Kieran Longdog Kiely on 14th. And all these guys are top dogs officially now for the rest of the year. Down to John C. Halpin. All of you can call yourself, I'm an FPL top dog. That means you're the best of the best. In the 5 leagues we have in the Christy Nicholson Pub, we have sectioned them all up, and you guys have stayed there. So it's fitting anyway. 942k for John C. Halpin, John Meekley, Private Meekley, the Commander's best friend, John C. and Joey Neenan. And he went for the emotional one with Salah, I suppose. Yeah, why not? It's his last hurrah. So minus 24 points on the move, though. He got rid of Bruno Fernandes and Watkins. Oh, God. Bruno's got us an assist and a goal, and Watkins 2 goals for Beto just to get Salah in. And that's just a complete example why you can't play this game. You cannot play this game like that. It's a complete self-indulgence. It's you cannot sit there, that's my team, and I'm going to pick 3 guys, and I'm going to sit there and watch a 7-0. Can't do it, man. That's devastating. So if he did nothing, you would have had... And that's 24 points. Where could that have gotten? And we've gone to 220k. Or it would have got him into 12th, and he would have. Yeah, I suppose it doesn't make a massive amount of difference, but 12th is in and around. He would have got about 700k. He would have got under 700k. So that move has destroyed him by about 250k. Just doing that alone. Devastating, man. And didn't manage to use all his chips. The bench boost didn't matter anyway because after what happened in game week. So it's been a funny season, but he finished top 15 at a canter, didn't use the bench boost, and had still so much that he could afford to lose 24 points. And the rest of us, like, what the hell are we on, man? This guy wasn't even trying half the time, and he's still 10 times better what we're trying. Well, not 10, but you know what I mean? It is frustrating. Liam the Chancellor on a million flat, finishing overall 42 points. Now, yeah, Liam and Pork are on in 17th, Eamon Phillips, myself, the Guru, and Barry Cribb, and we get relegated into the underdogs. We're underdogs for next season, so that's not going to be fun. So 21st, Dave Martin, James the Mave, the Maverick Lions, Owen Collins in 23rd, Tommy Cunyon in 24th, used a triple captain on Bruno, so that deserves a mention. What a good comeback from Tommy there. And then 25th is Adam Hickey, so them 5 go up to their top dogs for next season. So that's what the leagues do. You can still win the Christy Nicholson Pub Fantasy League. You have to enter the Christy Nicholson to be in the leagues. And you can still win it no matter what league you're in. It's just that these guys can call them each other, I'm an FPL top dog. I'm not. I'm an underdog. So if somebody says to you, such and such so where are you? What are you? No, I'm a puppy. Yeah. Well, you're 4th division, and you're not going to be expected to come back from last season to go and have much of a threat. But if you do start and have a good season that works out for you, you could win the Christy Nicholson as a puppy in Division 4. At least it gives some sort of where are you in the whole thing. So I like the whole idea. I think I kind of got it from the guy, the GA, the way that they were using the league to, the league to kind of where you finished in the league. Like half them went into the talent and the other half stayed in the championship. And then depending where you finished in the leagues in the league, that would give you some sort of advantage in the championship. Well, I've done it the reverse way around. I'm using the championship as a way to denote our FPL top dog leagues, just where you finished in the snapshot this season. Now I have promoted this idea for about 6 game weeks, so I know it's not as, and people have been caught a little bit by this, but I have to start from somewhere. And the idea came a few months ago when I was thinking, what can I do to have some fun, to shake it up and make it more meaningful? So I'm going to enjoy this, and it's not going to be too hard because I just have to update the leagues. Even Christmas, game week 19 and game week 38. I'll just update, or I might actually update it before to give people an idea where they are in the leagues. And then you'll just have to go off, my updates, and all I have to do is use your overall rank to rank you in your league, and then you can see it filtered down. So there could be a lot of a difference in between everyone, just in any league. So there's a lot of good players here anyway. Duncan Hannon, 36, ouch. Tommy Cunnane, just want to have a quick look. Well done, the triple captain. That worked now. He let his wild card die in the floor. But sometimes the wild card, you don't need it if you have the players and you're on that vein and you're in the flow of it. So, yeah, good stuff there from Tommy. Bruno, that's 69 points. Very good. +1 overall. He went for Cunha. There's a -8 on Palmer. Kruppy didn't score bone. That's a +10. So it's a funny one there, the Palmer thing. It's just, yeah, he's going to be a funny one next season, this Palmer thing. I think I'd rather have Enzo than Palmer. But let's see if he stays at Chelsea. Let's see if Xavi can sort this guy out because he was mooting on having to leave. We'll have to see. Adam Hickey, bench boost, so he's used something anyway. He's had a look and he's managed to get promoted he's a top dog for next season now. So Duncan Han has just missed out of that top dogs by 4 points. He's in with me. Yeah, so I'll just go into the leagues now. Now Richardson's in the league with me and has an underdog. So a few of the lads in here do. Kieran McDermott has fallen quite, 54 still well, 5 free transfers. He didn't use his free hit or his wild card. He definitely tuned out about 3 months ago. You're looking at the team here, and like Chalobah still in there. He was injured for quite a while, so sort of frog in the throat there. Solanke, so you can see most of his bench were players that have been out of favour for quite a while, especially Donnarumma. Well, did Donnarumma? No, he's not. Sorry, excuse me. But as you can see, his team, a lot of them play all the time anyway, so he was getting a lot of flow from that bench anyway, and just the way it happened the last game week, everyone rested. Okay, Solanke. Yeah, Solanke came back. So I suppose, yeah, it was a sort of team I did say that you could nearly leave. And there you go. Just 54 points for doing nothing. Made no transfers. It's just set and forget. And that's the way, possibly, in a way, to do that. I don't want to end up 2.3 million, Like, as I said, Kieran was just destroying top dogs there by the first week in Christmas, game week 14, 15, and it's just like we're saying, do you know what you're doing and all that? So drums. I'm just going to say drums here for Ruben. A few chips have died on the floor there, so 2.4 million there. Sean Shaky hurt a 17-pointer. Ouch. I Anderson captain. I wonder that would be the Forest Anderson, I think. The ON. Yeah, the ON. Right, so just not an awful lot sticks out. 57 for Jack McGoldrick, along with Ross 118. O'Hara, 63 for Dara Kilkenny. Luke Walsh in 42nd place, finishing at 3.2 million. So that's about the review nearly done here, really. Yeah, it's a lot of low scores, 44s, 30s, 40, 14 from the big friendly giant. I'm very worried. There's a few of these players that have really gone off the boil here. And I don't know if they're ever going to play FPL again. They've been messing around with it for quite a while, a few years. I know the BFG's kind of, I'm above you, you know. My man, you're slagging me for a couple of game weeks and then you go away for like 2 months. Now, that's not how you do it, man. Somebody needs to talk to Jeremy and like at least have a bit of not consistency, but endurance, man. You need endurance. You need to have the commitment to hate, man. It's just flash in the pan stuff, man. So 14 points, ouch, completely gave up. God above, man. It's hard to take people serious sometimes. 17 points from Dylan Lyons. He was okay for a few months and then bang, life happened. Joshua Webb 40. So it was not really an awful lot to kind of go into too much here. And the Puppies League is going to be really hilarious. Let's go through the leagues here now. And get down to Kevin Kilbride down at the 85th. But he got promoted to the Puppies. Sorry. This is going to be an overflow league, the dog tag league. If I can get like 100 entries next season, I had 85 this. Then we could have a proper complement of the dog tags, and then I can make up some other name for probably, I don't know, the amoebas, the amoeba league. I don't know, dog tags should have to be something dog related. The fleas, the dog fleas. Oh yeah, just a little bit of news. So Ederson is being touted. I think he plays for Atalanta. I'm not sure. I'm only guessing at this stage. Fernandez wants Chelsea exit, but club demand. Yeah, so yeah, Enzo wants to go. So I say go riddance. I'd be delighted if Enzo goes. He's been such a pain in the butt. But who's going to pay like 7.5 million for Enzo when he just sits it back? Sometimes, depending on position, he's more like in the two protecting the centre backs. So I think wow, it's going to be really interesting with Alonso. We'll have to kind of really understand. I don't know. I think the Prem have sorted out Cole Palmer. They really have, and they really have sorted out Cole Palmer, man. They know how that guy works, and they know what to do to stifle him. So like Gordon is there's talks of him going to Barca, good riddance, and rubbish FPL asset. Yeah, Spurs need a complete reset. Yeah, there was a letter by the Tottenham Hotspur board. I've got it in the email. And that's apologizing for all the baloney or whatever. Yeah, Pochettino defends not axed player, so he's. Yeah, I saw Seamus Coleman play his last game for Everton, and I saw him play one of his first games for Sligo Rovers in the showgrounds back in 2000 and say 9 or 2000. It could be even 2005. Was I? Went to Sligo 2001 originally for college, and I know I was going to the showgrounds then, so I'm not completely sure where. Probably wouldn't have been 2009. He definitely would have played. I think I was there. It could be more like 2004 or something. Yes, I remember him playing and just going from right back all the way through midfield and then beating like 8 players to get a shot off. Now he didn't score it, but we thought we just had our mouths open that day when we saw Seamus Coleman do that. And Everton managed to get him off there. I don't know how much Sligo got out of it. Not much, like the pittance, mate. They're lucky they got 80 grand, if so. But yeah, that was good just to see him play. Got a few snaps and all that to see him against Spurs. And look, there's other bits and pieces that think. Yeah, it looks like that Elliot Anderson goes to City. So, um, and I don't think City will be forced to pay anything more than 105 mil. It would be. I wish Man United went and said we're putting down 115, knowing that Man City would have to match that for their charges. I don't care. If I was running United, I'd say 110 million, knowing that City will come in and have to match it. We should say just 115 and let City match it and then see what Anderson does. But I think Anderson's just dead set on going to City, like, with this Maresca ball. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see if the sky falls on his face or whatever. It's going to be hard to replace Pep. Could take a generation, like at United, unfortunately. So a quick look at the King of the Travellers. Congratulations to Stevie Stretford Nolan. So he wins the King of the Travellers, which is like your head-to-head every game week you come up against. It's I don't know whether to carry this on or not, really. Rory Harford coming second, so that's the move, the May. So some good names. So Joey Neenan didn't enter this. Quite. Yeah, there was a loss in it by the end. 32. Wow, it might be worth doing. It's to be honest with you, I don't even bother. Like, you can't really play FPL by changing your team, whoever you're playing every game week, because every team is different. So it's more of a random thing. So I don't know if there's much of a future. That I don't think it really tells an awful lot. So Stevie could be the last winner of this King of the Travellers, and I might have more emphasis on something else. We'll see. I have a May mind. So that's just the baloney that I got up with thought coming in for Haaland. Power a few of these. Yeah, Dewsbury Hall's a funny one, really. He's a sort of guy that can do anything. He can def con, he can score a free, he can take a corner, he can come up. Interesting, but I suppose must be something to do with everything being on the beach. I think Tarkovsky got his def con. Did he? But he got his def con 10. But he'll be a massive price next season. I don't know what he is now, 5.9 or something. So get ready for massive price hikes. If Pedro Porro's on it, he's sort of the player I like to have all the time. But I can't afford to have this guy on my team, because when you look at this guy and you see his record, now he's got DEFCON bonus, clean sheets. Yeah, but will he have all these set pieces if Maddison is on it? You look points, 0 against Chelsea, 1 against Leeds, 4 against Villa, 8 against Wolves, 10 against. So those 3 games, 10 against Brighton is a 2-2, but ones. Then you see all the baloney 1-1, 2-1, 0-0-0-0 plus an injury 0-1, 4-0, 4. That's not what you want. 0-1, 0-2-2. It's like binary, man. It's. I just don't think. I don't think there's any such thing as set and forget anymore. You just have to go up for those fixtures, have those dudes for those 2 or 3 games they bang, and get the hell out of Dodge. Everyone's going to have Gabriel but he's only scored 3 goals this season, so it's not massive, Like, the real thing is, you're going to have Gabriel, you might as well have triple Arsenal defense. So Reyes in there, Timbers or Saliba. It's Yawnville, but I'd probably go for Saka, to be honest with you. Have Reyes a must anyway. And everyone then will moan when Timber comes on and he gets that sneaky goal at the far left post and taps it in. It's just, that's complete Yawnville stuff, but it's effective. And Timber, a lot of people had Timber there when he banged here and there. I had him banging a few times as well, until he was done. So until he got that injury and it was all finito. So I think we're more or less done. It's a long episode, I suppose. This one. Right, so this is the FPL top dogs according to from 1 to 15. We can see John C. Halpin, he was in there, but the other dudes got promoted. Um, oh, no, well, I'll just say so Neil Acers Carney, David McNamara, Stephen Nolan, Hughie Carney, Joey Neenan, Owen Cunnane, Fergal, Great Guns Walsh, Patrick Kiely, Conor Freeley, Rory, Mission Harford, Jackie, the Dancer Maloney in 11th, Cathal Crumpet Carney, Lee the Shark, Chambers in 13, Kieran Long Dog, Kiely. Hopefully this thing works now. Yes, so I want to get down to 20. That's it. Yeah, you can just snake out the 20. So they're the top dogs. They're top dogs for 26, 27. And nothing can change that. So these guys can call themselves, I'm a top dog, I'm in the top dog league. Adam Hickey, so after game week six next season, all I have to do is check who's in the Christy Nicholson Pub Fantasy League, and whoever's in it, they retain their place in the league. Whoever's not in the Christy Nicholson by game week 6, I have to promote the next ones up. So listen, say if Adam Hickey, Dave Martin, Lee Chambers gives up on FPL, he says, I'm done. I have, he keeps having different phones and he gets logged out of his account and he can't change. It's all baloney stuff. I'm not, but most of these guys play religiously, so I'm not expecting a lot of these to quit. But I'm fourth, so I don't expect to get promoted up in from any of these leaving. To be honest with you, because they're all perennial players, they all play every. But as you get further down the leagues, so at game week 6, I'll know who to cross out and promote going up. So these are provisional leagues until game week 6 next season. And I'm going to go in game week, we'll say game week 10, all I have to do is trace the name in the league, and then say, okay, so Neil Carney, he's only got 1,000 points, and Dave McNamara's got 1,020. He goes above. It's just a filter. It's just easy stuff, man. It's not difficult at all. So underdog league for next season. Liam, Her, Parker Wan, interesting. The enforcers in here. Myself, Barry Cribben, the nice guys in here. Aidan Gaffney, the oracles in here. Chips in here. The philosopher, the mellows in here. Tosmondo, our friend from Zimbabwe's in here. Oh yeah, Kieran McDermott. Yeah, this will be interesting. The drummer is in. Ruben, the shaky hair's in here. Very interesting guys. Believe it or not, there's something blocking 16th. Robert McCormick, Sujendra Kurup, Luke Walsh, Patrick Caulfield, Joe Braid, and Gary Higgins. So I'll be checking to see if whoever these guys are still in this, and I'll just filter up in game week 6. So the Strays League. I better go over here. Something's blocking that. So Division 3, David Cunyon, Jack McGoldrick, Ross O'Hara, Donald O'Brien, Derek. So these guys are the Strays. So if you eventually people will get used to this anyway. I'm a Stray. I'm a Stray FPL player. Cyril Collins, Daniel Jordan, Joey Fahey, Starman's in here, Brent Barry, the Dara Hunt, the FPL egghead, Brian Kilban. They're like Keith Robinson's in here, so he done well to get up here. John Toffee Crush Kelly's in here, Carl Morris, Ethan Keane, Joseph Lyons, and Sebastian Lohansky, our great friends from Poland. We know very well from the Hazel. So the Puppies League is probably the most interesting league in a whole lot. The names in here are just phenomenal. Darren Coyne, Dylan Lyons, Joshua Webb, Jackie, the captain, the Cap Coyne, Mayo captain, Jerry Shades Freely, James the Brain Crane. I was thinking the Brain because he's a bookie and he's great with numbers and he's just he's a thinker, So I've got his name finally cracked the brain. You see that movie? Oh, what's the name of the guy again? Not Richard Pryor, not Gene Wilder. Oh, your man that done trains, planes, and automobiles. Oh, I can name everybody except who I want. Oh, that's anyway. Conor, the Meister. Oh, his name is Martin. I know. Yeah, his name is Martin. It's for Neil. Oh my God. Seamus O'Boyle, Andy Deadeye Cunnane. I was thinking Deadeye because he's a striker, number 9, just a great player. So I think that could be a good nickname for Andy out in Australia now, doing really well with his Australian league team. Deadeye. Ja, the BRACKLOONATIC Carnage in here, the sniper Gilday's in here, the villain Kilcourse, the Villa fan Mick Kilcourse is in here, and he's in here with his. No, his brother got demoted. He didn't he come in the he came 16, 17 in last year in the puppy, so he has to go into the dog tags in the relegation. So Kevin, the Guru Killer Bride's in here, Sean Klomiski's in here, the Hitman Nestor's in here, Quick Mick Waldron's in here, the baller Fitzmaurice is in here. I'm telling you, this is a brilliant league, man. I'm gonna watch this and enjoy this league. And then this is like the dog tag league here. So that's the puppies league there for 5 at the moment. It's 85 people in the Christie. So I'll just be seeing, and I expect a lot of these just kind of, a lot of people just quit FPL because they're done with it. And it's just, a lot of people are away. They're in Australia, the time zone, the whole lot. And they just say, I'm done. I can't. It's just do my head in. And one or two things do your head in. You miss the deadline, or somebody gives you bad information, or how do you keep up in the news? It's impossible, man. It's just you're beating yourself up all the time. And that's why we have a WhatsApp group. So no matter what you are or where you're doing, we do try to keep people in the loop. And sometimes people wake up 4 in the morning, they get a message and they think, oh yeah, oh quick. Well, that's what we try to do with FPL Top Dogs. So apart from that, that's where I'm going to go. So the leagues are drawn up. I just have to figure out now by promote the league, get as many bums on the seats here for the Christy Nicholson Pub Fantasy League for next year, and let's fill out the dog tag league and let's have a bit of crack. Well, that's all I really got for you today. It's been quite a long one, and it's good to get the whole thing done, and I'm going to have a good break. I'll be looking at the team for game week 1 and make sure I have 15 proper good players. Like definitely Morgan Gibbs White is going to have the summer off. He's going to be fully rested. Hopefully he stays at Forest. I don't think they'll get rid of him. He's a captain. I think he's a must-to-have in every team. I don't want to fall for this Watkins stuff and this rubbish again. It took him like 6 or 7 game weeks last season to get going. And Villa to get going. They were absolutely nowhere, Villa, for ages. And we all lost out there. And we're all hoping. And that's what done us, man. That's how do you... People get a run on you. That's what I mean. If you can get a run on everybody for 6 or 7 game weeks, then you should never throw that away. All you've got to do is just jump onto someone who's a top 50K. Like Praz is a top 50K. Harry, there's a lot of them. Andy's okay this year, but he's normally under 100K anyway. That should be a minimum. Your minimum rank next season's got to be 100K until these guys cop on and say, well, I'm going to monetize my deadline streams. And that's coming because it's all going to be, everyone's going to have the same points and everyone's copying the whole lot, and you're going to have like 2 million people stuck on this same number, and we're not like, how can you differentiate 2 million players at the same rank? As 100K, not all of them can be 100K because the next one after them, they'll be like 2.1 million, and everyone's on 100K. Yeah, enjoy, bro. Enjoy. Yeah. Oh yeah, well, make sure you bump up the prices, and they're doing us a favor because the people that pay, they'll get that rank, and you'll have to do it all on your own. Nah, enjoy, guys, enjoy. Thanks for joining me anyway, guys. That's the season in review done anyway, and we'll have another crack next season. And these, how'd you say? That's a Christy Nic right there, 2000 and I don't even know 2020, and that one's 2014, 13, 14, I think. John Kelly was 15, 14, 15, and 15, 16. And they're just the Sun Dream Team things I won at the Red Bridge, the Cup thing. Just thought it'd be good to kind of, yeah. So I didn't win it this year. It looks like Wayne, the manager, will win his second Red Bridge Cup in the Sun Dream thing. So I don't know if I'm even going to do the World Cup thing. And if I do the World Cup thing, I'm picking innocuous baloney. All right, I'll tell you what I'll do. Right for the World Cup in America, when the app comes out, I'm going to see which influencer is doing regular updates. Right now, usually what they do in the World Cup is that for the game week, for the first game of every group, that's a game week. Then the second game of every group, that's a game week. So there's 3 game weeks. And so it can last nearly a week, a game week. This is what I remember from Qatar or whatever it is now. Rosie's gone off, so I better get off now. Once I'm gonna have to go down and give her a pat, and when she hears my voice, it's game over. I'm surprised now, like she kept going for so long without. But yeah, yeah, I'm going to practice how what I'm going to do next season. I'm going to see if Angie from Let's Talk does this thing, and it's just an experiment. I'm going to see. Now it's a massive risk having one game week where you've got like how many games? Is there 10 groups? So that's going to be like 20. I don't know how many 10 groups is going to be. It's going to be 2 games per group. That's 20 games. So that's a lot of variance. So it's probably a bad idea. Actually, probably I'll see. I'll see. Because if you're down on Andy, then I don't think I'm going to bother because it's only going to be like about one, two, three. Then the second round will be a game week. The core. Yeah, catch you later.